Imagine a $10 million main battle tank wrapped in state-of-the-art composite armor, crawling across a muddy field. In an instant, a commercial quadcopter, bought online for $500, with a mortar shell duct taped to the bottom, drops through the open hatch and turns the steel beast into a fireball. Look at the rusted husk and detached turret of this destroyed tank. It illustrates the collapse of what strategists call the cost-exchange ratio, the financial math of how much it costs to destroy an enemy asset. You cannot sustain a military campaign when it costs you $10 million to lose a vehicle that your opponent spent $500 to destroy. This mathematical nightmare isn't limited to the mud of Eastern Europe. It has bled directly into the naval theater. Right now, in the waters of the Red Sea, the United States Navy is facing the exact same math against Houthi rebels. This chart shows the exact financial breakdown of a single interception. On the left, an American Arleigh Burke-class destroyer fires a Standard Missile-2. The price tag for that one interceptor is $2.1 million. On the right, the incoming Iranian-made drone it was fired at costs less than $2,000. That is a ratio of over 1,000 to 1. When you multiply that single drone by dozens of daily attacks over a span of months, the world's wealthiest superpower is forced into a financial corner. The treasury drains faster than the enemy's stockpile. Shooting down the incoming drone looks like a tactical success on radar, but economically, it is a devastating loss. These rebel groups have designed an inescapable financial hemorrhage, engineered to bankrupt heavy metal warfare. To understand why Washington and Moscow can't simply pivot to cheaper weapons, look at a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. These floating cities represent the pinnacle of 20th century power projection. They are massive, heavily armored, and built for large-scale, decisive clashes between empires. But the military-industrial complex that builds these behemoths is paralyzed. The entire system, from Pentagon procurement to the defense contractors, is wired to produce complex, exquisite machines. They don't know how to build cheap, disposable hardware because their entire business model relies on avoiding it. The F-35 fighter jet represents the extreme end of this business model. It costs $100 million per unit and requires specialized, staggering maintenance costs every hour it spends in the air. For defense giants like Lockheed Martin or Raytheon, profit margins depend on these high-complexity, high-cost platforms. If the Department of Defense suddenly redirected its budget to buy vast quantities of $3,000 disposable suicide drones, the stock prices of those Wall Street defense giants would collapse. Their profit margins demand the production of the complex and the costly. Both American and Russian defense ministries are trapped by their own success. They have perfected a monopoly on heavy armor and precision missiles, entirely optimized for a Cold War that ended decades ago. Their refusal to adopt disposable warfare leaves their forces functioning as slow, expensive targets. While Western militaries burn through million-dollar missiles, a different strategy has taken shape in the East. The Chinese military has not fired a shot in a major conflict for 4 decades. But that prolonged peace allowed them to focus entirely on building out a massive industrial base. The true scale of modern attrition is terrifying. In the current global conflicts, military forces are burning through an estimated 100,000 drones every single month. No traditional defense contractor on Earth can meet that demand. Instead of heavy artillery, soldiers are now strapping on VR headsets to pilot first-person view, or FPV, drones. These quadcopters are assembled from off-the-shelf civilian parts. They are entirely software-driven, incredibly lethal, and completely decentralized. When military analysts dissect the debris of drones pulled from the front lines, they find a consistent origin. The flight controllers, the carbon fiber frames, and the microchips almost all trace directly back to civilian manufacturing hubs in southern China. This is the result of deep civilian-military fusion. Assembling these weapons requires massive quantities of high-capacity lithium batteries and compact electric motors. Today, Chinese factories control over 60% of the global power battery market and hold a near-absolute monopoly on the refined rare earth elements needed to build those motors. Without launching a single formal military campaign, China has quietly positioned itself at the absolute center of future combat. By controlling the commercial hardware needed to build cheap drones, they hold total strategic leverage over the modern supply chain. The Pentagon realizes the danger. In an attempt to adapt, they launched the Collaborative Combat Aircraft Program, an initiative specifically designed to build a fleet of relatively cheap, unmanned drones to fly alongside human pilots. But decades of outsourcing have hollowed out the domestic manufacturing base. Because they lack the commercial scale to produce cheap parts, even a drone designed to be a low-cost alternative carries a projected price tag of nearly $30 million per unit. That completely defeats the purpose of an expendable weapon. Contrast that $30 million price tag with the capacity of a commercial drone maker like DJI. They already dominate over 70% of the global consumer market. That civilian dominance creates a manufacturing black hole that can absorb almost infinite demand. What truly separates this system from Western defense contractors is its elasticity. Within a matter of days, a factory line churning out plastic toy quadcopters can be retooled to mass-produce military-grade loitering munitions. It is an industrial flexibility that simply cannot be replicated without a massive civilian electronics sector. Global power projection now anchors itself in raw, scalable manufacturing capacity rather than sheer steel tonnage or the number of aircraft carriers in a fleet. He who controls the batteries, the motors, and the circuit boards controls the flow of modern conflict. While the battlefield remains a space of evolving countermeasures, like electronic warfare, the industrial center of gravity has shifted. The nation acting as the world's sole hardware foundry now holds a form of strategic leverage that traditional heavy metal warfare is no longer equipped to overcome.